Well, good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. How is everyone doing this morning? We are super excited and sad. Today is Kim's last day as our co host for the month, but we've had such a ball, and I know we're going to end the show with Kim with a bang, just like every other amazing co-host we've had. So I'm Jennifer Sanchez. You ladies know what to do. If you are a regular viewer, let us know who you are in the chat. If not, welcome. I am the founder of the Women's Institute of Self-Development and Efficacy. We have these wise morning coffee chats every morning at 7:15, 7:30 in the morning. And we're on here. We're talking about trending topics over a great cup of coffee or tea for the tea lovers, because I know we have some big tea lovers in this community. So whatever you guys like, whatever it is, it's all right with me. So that's me. Kim, can you introduce yourself?
Of course. Good morning, beautiful wise community. My name is Kimberly Montesinos. I am sad that this is my last day, but as Jennifer said, we're going to take it out with a bang. And I'm just so excited to be here with you all this morning.
Yay, Kim. and Phyllis, can you introduce yourself, please?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm Phylis Mamula. I'm an interior designer from Hammond, Indiana, which is technically Chicago suburbs. We're just a couple blocks from the city limits. I've been doing this for 35 years. I'm really excited to be part of your conference this year. I'm just thrilled to be a part of that. And hopefully I can help your viewers understand the transition of working in the corporate world to working at home and how interior design does not stop because you're working from home. My slogan, my company's Design Tech Interiors, and I take blah to ah.
Ooh, blah to ah. I love that. That's awesome, Phyllis. So we have Asia. She's checking in from Detroit with my orange spice tea. So I know she's one of the tea lovers on this in this community. So we love Asia. So awesome. Hey Asia, how you doing? I need to drink more coffee. I need like to perk up. Like I need a little extra umph this morning. So this is going to be a great time. Let us know now. Of course, we go into our conversations of coffee time. So, Phyllis, since you're the guest, we want to hear from you. How do you drink your coffee, and what kind of coffee do you drink? And do you have a favorite mug or?
Well, I do. I'm a coffee before noon and tea afternoon. So
Mm.
I'm both. And I've always been a coffee drinker. I drank coffee even as a young child, and I want 100% Colombian, none of this flavored foo-foo stuff. And it has to be hot and black and straight up. And I need at least 3 cups before I can have breakfast or anything else. My
Wow.
morning routine is that I get up early, I wake up, flip the coffee pot on. I have 1 cup and I read my Bible. I do the read the Bible in a year, so I have certain verses that I do every day. After I do that, I refill the coffee and then I go on to reading a book of some kind, inspirational reading, usually a self-help type of thing, and then I read, and then by coffee cup number 3, I'm checking my email and checking my Facebook. At
Nice.
which time, about then, my mother will wake up and I'll get her breakfast and have yet another cup of coffee with her. So yes,
Whoa.
I'm a coffee person.
Beautiful. I love you're our kind of gal.
And I
Uh,
have I have several favorite mugs, but right now I'm drinking out of a cute little with a birdhouse. I'm staying with my mother for the last few months, and so this is her coffee mug. I'm not If I were at home at my own house, it would be a vintage Larry Bird Boston Celtics coffee mug.
Oh, wow. I love the very specific, very detailed. I love how you use your cups of coffee as almost like timers. Like, okay, here's my first
Exactly.
coffee, Bible. Second coffee, but third coffee, emails. Like, I like that. Maybe I should time myself like that because sometimes I'll make my coffee and forget it. Like it'll stay like sitting on the table or it'll stay on a piano and then I'm like, "Where's my coffee?" you know?
Well, I had a real readjustment period. This is kind of a bittersweet, funny story in that I drink, like I said, hot black coffee. My late husband drank lukewarm coffee with cream and sugar in it. And I would pour a cup of coffee and drink half of it and just abandon it. And Rudy would come by and he would add cream and sugar and finish it. And
Oh.
about like a month after he passed away, I realized I had half empty cups of coffee on every flat surface in the house. And no one was picking up after me and they weren't washing themselves.
Oh, that is so sweet. I love that
Now
story,
I have to
Phyllis.
reheat it or dump it out myself. So that's.
Oh, I love that story. Thank you, Phyllis, for sharing. That's very sweet. Kim, what kind of coffee are you drinking or what are you drinking this morning?
So I love your story as well, Phyllis. I
Thanks,
actually
Kim.
try to do the tea in the evening because I could drink coffee all day long, but I'm like your husband. Although I like the strong and dark coffee because that would really like zing and wake you up, right? As Jennifer said in the morning. But I am a very lots of cream, sugar, and then coffee. I love my flavored coffee. And I do love supporting our small businesses. I used to go to Starbucks all the time. My mother, passed away a couple of years ago, was a big Dunkin' Donuts girl. So we had rivals all the time.
Oh, I love Dunkin'. I hate Starbucks.
Yeah, see, I was a Starbucks girl. So me and my mom, I was like, no, mommy. But she pulled me over. And then my daughter, I like supporting the small business too. So I did talk about a small business last week, but last year, my daughter bought me a Keurig, but I like lattes. I'm a huge latte girl. So she bought me a Keurig latte machine. And so this morning I made it's Kimberly's Cafe, honey. So I made peppermint mocha latte in my own kitchen, and my favorite mug is family. I don't know if you can see
Oh,
Nice.
that's so pretty.
because I love my family, and so it's a heartfelt morning. I'm drinking my daughter, who bought me the best Christmas gift a woman could ask for if you love coffee. And I have my family mug with you all, so I'm sharing my love with you ladies this morning.
Oh, thank you, Kim. We're all a big happy family here, the Wise family. I love it. I love it.
And when I'm not using my Larry Bird mug, my other favorite mug, I'm a big Eagles fan. Not the Philadelphia Eagles, but the band the Eagles. And I have a wonderful mug that a dear friend got me last Christmas that says you can check in, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. The line from the Hotel California.
That was one of my favorite songs back in the day. We're showing our age here, Phyllis. I'm going to tell you, when you said Larry Bird, I almost fell off my seat because we used to watch Larry Bird, Dr. J, and the Rival with Magic Johnson back in the day.
Oh, yes.
Back in the 80s. So, yeah.
It's okay. I'm familiar because of ESPN app streaming and my husband. So.
Right. So those are some great days, Phyllis.
Oh, yes. I'm a basketball and I'm a hockey fan. And basketball, I like sports. Sports are my diversion.
Wow, Phyllis, I had no clue. You just surprised me. I did see a post yesterday. I think your daughter put a Packers post. Yeah, her Packers nails, I think it was. I saw
she
that.
Had her fingernails painted Packers green and is wearing her Packer mask, just kind of to annoy her brother, who's a Tampa Bay fan.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, awesome. Well, we have Yamilet. She's sharing what she's drinking this morning. Drinking my Dunkin' donuts at home coffee with hazelnut creamer. Yum. And I don't know how to order Starbucks coffee. I'm always lost, and I tend to say small, medium,
There's
large.
only there's only one coffee I can tolerate at Starbucks, and that's the white chocolate mocha latte.
Ooh,
But
That
that's dessert. That's not morning coffee.
Yes, I agree, Phyllis. Those are
It's
like
not bad.
treats.
But all their others are bitter.
I agree, Phyllis. They're white mochas or they're toasted white mocha in Christmas time. I don't know if you've had that
Oh, I
one where
haven't
they
had that.
the toasted. Oh, okay. Like that one's to die for. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Um, so we have the Blackhawks won yesterday. They beat Detroit
Yay.
Red Wings. Yeah, I love my hometown teams.
amen.
Mary says, "Love it, Phyllis."
Love it.
Um, and of course we have Yamalette. That's my favorite, Phyllis. So you have ladies agreeing with you, Phyllis, over here. Like we're loving you. We're loving your sport vibe over here. So that's awesome. So let's go into the conversation, ladies. And if you're just jumping on, let us know what you're drinking because this is all about drinking coffee together. We have to talk about Bernie. We just have to talk about him. Like there's no doubt in my mind, like and I asked you guys earlier off before we got on live, like what's your favorite Bernie meme? So I'm gonna ask this right now. And ladies, if you're watching, share your favorite Bernie meme. But we'll start with Phyllis. Phyllis, what's your favorite Bernie meme that you've
Well,
seen this far?
like I said, the one I saw yesterday that I thought was so funny was Bernie was sitting in an empty Lambeau field holding a Buccaneers flag with the mittens. And I thought that was very cute.
Nice. That's really cute. You shared the other one about the I want to see that
Oh, the
one.
Spice. The
Old Spice.
Spice Girls, and it listed all the Spice Girls' names, and it had Old Spice, which I thought was cute.
That one's very cute. Very cute. Kim, you didn't get to see any, right? I think you said.
I did not, but I just, if I may, I want to just share what I thought just everyone was just talking about Bernie sitting in this chair with these mittens, right?
Mittens.
Here's this senator, everybody's all dressed to the nine, and he's sitting there real cool and calm with these beautiful, like kind of mittens I would wear, right, on a cold day. And guess what? I kind of looked it up because since it was viral about these gloves, well, those gloves were handmade by a woman entrepreneur and girlfriends. She can't even keep them in the store now. So thank you, Bernie, for helping small business. And it's a woman-owned business, okay? And she is like blowing up. So that was one of the things I wanted to share with you, ladies. And I'm going to have to go back and look at these memes since I did miss them. But I thought that was amazing. And I love the gloves.
Yeah. It seemed like he was off to a distance. He didn't want to be around anybody. He's like, don't touch me. He was really closed off.
Yes.
But I thought one of my favorite ones with the mittens was Janet Jackson's cover. The mittens were covering her boobs. So
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
That was funny. So all you don't see Bernie, you just see the mittens, just covering her boobs. So that was pretty funny. One of the funny ones I saw. And then another one that I thought was pretty hysterical was the one where, in Ghost, the movie Ghost, the famous scene where the pottery scene.
Yes.
Oh, well, Bernie was Patrick Swayze. And he was with her, like, shaping the yes. I was like, oh, they are terrible.
I want to see that one. I bet that was hilarious.
Yeah, so we have some comments here. OMG, the Bernie Sanders memes are hilarious. Mary said, mine on my couch waiting to get on a prayer call. She did make one. She was sitting next to Bernie in the morning. Bernie in the scene of the movie Friday. I did see that one.
God. I can only imagine what that would look like.
Yep, that one was very funny. We have a whole bunch of different ones. Yamala says she didn't know about the gloves.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary says she recycles sweaters to make those gloves.
That's amazing.
I know that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So that one's really good. Asia said, "Get out of here. I got to see the Bernie and the Ghost movie pottery scene."
I'm with Asia. I can't wait to see that one.
I gotta find it. I'm gonna find and put it. I didn't see that one. Oh, I like the one on top of Pence's head instead of the fly. It was Bernie.
Oh my
That
Lord.
was so
I-
all of poor Bernie. Did you guys see the meme where he went to Mark Zuckerberg and he's like, "They keep picking on me," and then Mark in the memes like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna log everyone off of Facebook" or something like that. Did you see that? That was hilarious.
They're crazy.
Yeah, so I know that we had that hiccup, so they're blaming it's because of Bernie that everyone that had iPhones got logged out or something
Oh, was
like
that only an iPhone thing? I didn't exactly know what happened.
I
I
didn't
bel
either.
I believe it's only iPhones. I'm Android, so I didn't experience it, but I guess everyone that had an iPhone that had Facebook,
Yeah, it just logged off. It
yeah.
was sometimes Saturday night, I believe it was, about, maybe 7, 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Mm.
And I had to log back in. And that's when I realized I had another profile up there.
Oh, nice. Um,
Wow.
and I guess I don't know if any of our users experienced the lockout. I guess there was really no explanation as to why it happened. It was just something very like strange because it was everybody, not just like so
Wow.
I,
That's
I you know
interesting.
it very interesting. So that people were blaming Bernie. It was because Bernie complained to Mark Zuckerberg. So that's what. Um, and Mary saying Jen Ellis is the lady's name.
Oh,
That
okay. Thanks, Mary.
yeah. So I love and Asia said I love the concept of repurposing sweaters. So
Oh,
that's
yes.
great. I love repurposing, recycling. Those mittens did look really warm and nice. Looked like a great snowy day type winters. So that's actually really exciting. So I'm glad about that. So we are going to go into our next topic, inauguration day. I know that a lot of people, whether you loved it or hate it, at the end of the day, it was still an event. It was still something to talk about. I never knew they had so many performances in the inaugurations. Like I knew Beyonce when Barack Obama was sworn in. Um, I don't remember any other performances besides that.
I think that could be kind of a pandemic thing, is that they didn't get to have an inaugural ball. And so they did a live, music show in lieu of that. And I was thinking at the time how really sad that you get elected to the highest office in the land and it's a once in a lifetime. It's almost like having chicken pox on your graduation, that, okay, well, yeah, you're the president, now get to work, and you don't get to have an inaugural ball.
Yeah.
That's
I thought that was
true.
kind of sad. And so I think that that's why they did all the music in lieu
Yeah.
of no party.
Yeah, and I think they had matching outfits. Was it just me, or they all color coded? They all like picked up the phone, all these women, and said, "You're wearing maroon, you're wearing white, you're wearing green." I don't even remember all the colors, but everyone was like dressed very similar.
Mhm.
Did you guys catch that, or was it just me?
Well, I thought what I heard was the colors had significance. Now, I didn't have a chance to. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have a chance to look up what the colors meant, but I thought that it was a very colorful. And here, I'll go back in the day a little bit for you ladies. Let's see. So it reminded me of a store in the 80s that I used to shop at only because I love the message, and it was called Benetton. And
Okay.
Benetton was a store on Michigan Avenue, and they had it represented all colors. So you would see all people coming together. It was a very unified, inclusive message back in the 80s. And so I would go there because I love their message. So I kind of felt like the inauguration with all the beautiful, bold colors was like a message, and I thought it was just beautiful. The colors, the mustard, the white, the Dr. Biden with that beautiful teal, and then, you know, Michelle Obama with that fierce maroon. I was just like, wow, this is, it was just beautiful to look at, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and they all look like they were wearing like the same type of coat, the same type of
Yeah,
pants
yeah.
or bottom, and I'm like, something's up here. Like, and it's strategic, so it's great. I love that you bring in that example, Kim, because that probably was the agenda. I don't know if anyone's watching, and you can Google that real quick. Like, was there a purpose behind these colors? Because now you see the memes, and it's like I saw one that was like Destiny's Child. Like, I guess like they're putting them in like these memes of like they're rock stars, they're like
Oh,
representing like it was really nice to watch, in my opinion. For me personally, I love the Latino spice, right? Like, there was Spanish being spoken, and I said, "Oh, here we go.
right?
All right." Like, that was really nice to see how it just showed up, in my opinion, really positive.
Yeah.
So very inclusive as well.
I
Very
was
inclusive.
very impressed with Lady Gaga's
Yeah,
dress.
I
She
agree.
and her voice, of course, is just off the
Oh my gosh,
charts. She
she's
is
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, did you see her theatrical kind of like performance where she like
Hmm.
when she said the star spangled or the flag, or I don't know, she kind of pointed at the flag and
Yes.
turned around. Did you catch that?
Oh,
I was
yes.
like, "Oh, okay, I see you."
And
So
the bird on her dress, representing I think it was an eagle freedom.
I
That's
thought
how
it
I
was a dove.
was it a dove? Okay,
I thought it was a dove. I might be
okay, so
wrong.
the dove represents, oh, that, I mean, it was just the
It was
whole
amazing, whatever it was.
amazing. Yes, it was just amazing.
yeah. So, ladies, if you guys are watching, let us know if you guys know any significance behind the outfits, behind their pins, because I think JLo also had something like an olive branch or something on
Oh,
her as well. It was very like, I'm pretty sure there was some thought behind these
mm,
outfits for sure.
mhm.
Um, so we have Asia, she said, Kamala was so graceful in emphasizing how to properly say her name. Did you catch that? I was like, yes. I hope I said her name right now that I'm thinking about it. It's Kamala, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. Okay, good. I watched it live and loved every moment. Lo was great. Her voice sounded so sweet and she looked so fierce. Was she wearing Chanel? So Asia loved it. Mary agrees with you. I remember that store. And Asia said, I love the monochromatic fashion. Michelle Obama to Lo to Biden's family. I agree. It was very nice, very well put together.
Hmm.
Um, so, of course, we have to talk about this young lady, the poet Amanda Gorman. She was
Mm.
amazing. So, um, Phyllis, I know you liked her. Kim, what do you, whatever, whoever wants to go first, share your thoughts on Amanda Gorman.
She
Sure,
was just spectacular.
sure.
And
Yeah.
the fact that she overcame a speech impediment to become a speaker in front of the whole free world, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved her speech. I loved how the camera was on her face and it was
It was
glistening and
beautiful.
shiny. It was very nice. What about you, Kim?
I agree. I didn't know anything about her, so I looked her up. She's 22 years old. What astonished me, as well as Phyllis, was to find out that this young woman suffered with a speech impediment for so long. And they say that the two things we fear the most is death and public speaking. So the fact that she, as Phyllis said, was in front of a free world doing a speech of unity and freedom and peace and all the things that I would love to see our country become, um, was monumental. Her legacy. Oh my God, what a legacy at 22 to have spoken so eloquently. And not only was her speaking beautiful, but if you notice that I loved about her when she spoke, she used her body. She spoke and she just like, she almost looked like she was playing an instrument like a violin or a harp, because she just spoke and she was so into it. So I amazing. No,
Very good.
yes, absolutely. I was at the point of being emotional watching her speak. So that says, that says it all right there.
Nice. I agree. I agree. And we have here, um, Asia said it's pronounced like Komala.
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 Nice.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that might be the Southeast Asian,
Yes.
maybe a Southeast Asian name. That's
Hmm.
what I'm thinking it is. But it could also be because she's Southeast Asian and Jamaican, correct?
I think it's Haitian. I think her
Oh,
dad is
Haitian.
from Haiti and her mom is from India. So my best friend is Indian. So the Kamala is the Asians, is the Indian part.
Nice.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice. So she's saying, no, that's not how you pronounce it. It's coma. I hope I'm saying it right. So uh,
I
uh,
love Asia.
Aisha, I'll Google it later. I'm gonna Google it later. So she also said, the poet Amanda Gorman was so inspiring. I made my own meme of her last two lines on the sunrise photo that I took. Amazing. That's very nice. And she's so proud of Amanda. I can't imagine presenting on that huge platform at the lyrics of a 22-year-old. So that's beautiful. She's like, no, like comma, comma. That's what she's saying. It's like comma. So nice. Um, so it's now we know it's Kamala. Like, there we go. I hope I said it right, Aisha. Thank you for correcting me. So she did a great job. 22 on a stage, and next to all those powerful women. That is amazing. I
Mhm.
loved it. It was really real, raw, and authentic. I definitely agree. And she's intelligent. She goes to Harvard, right? Like this woman, I don't know if she graduated already, but it's very smart, intelligent young lady. So let's go to our next topic, startups. Oops, did
Mhm.
startups, right?
Mhm.
Um, so tell me, you ladies, we wanted to just talk about to encourage those that are starting a business, right? How was your experience when you first started? When you first started your business, I know, Phyllis, I heard you say 35 years ago. Kim, I know you've been in business for at least, I want to say, did you say 15 years? I know it's been a while as well, Kim, that you've been doing your cleaning business.
I'm going into my 17th year now.
17th year. So tell me, or what can we talk about, like your experience when you started your startup or when you started your business in general, your biggest aha moments, or how did that experience go for you?
Go ahead, Phyllis. You're our guest
Well,
today. Sure.
yeah, I think mine was a little bit different. I always knew what I wanted to do. I was not one of these kids that wanted to be a fireman one week and a doctor the next. In fact, I was usually in trouble in elementary school because I was drawing floor plans when I was supposed to be doing math and English. And I knew that I had to do something to do with planning, whether it be a city planner, an architect, a designer. I didn't know, but I knew that was the direction I wanted to take. I drew a lot. And I went to school. I went to Harrington in Chicago, fresh out of high school, 17 years old, got a degree in interior design. And it was 1975. And with a degree in interior design at the time, you could do one of two things. You could work in the back room for an architect doing the drafting and the grunge work while they did all the fun stuff, like meeting clients, or you could sell furniture or wallpaper or draperies. And that was sort of it. And none of those allowed me to make enough money to move out, buy a new car, all the things a typical 22-year-old wants to do. So I got a job working for a company that manufactured conveyors in the engineering department. And I went back to Purdue and took industrial engineering, which led me to a 10-year career at U.S. Steel. And I was the first woman out in the field. And I did that for 10 years. And there was a gentleman at my church who had a large construction company. And every Sunday he would say to me, "Why aren't you doing what your parents sent you to school to do?" And I said, "Because I can't make enough money." By that time, I had 2 young children. I had a husband in college, and one Sunday he said, we have a contract to put 3 additions on a very large restaurant in our area that has been, it's in its 4th generation now. And he said, we have an architect on staff, but no designer. Will you help us? So I went in and I asked my boss to put me on straight 4 to 12s and midnights. I worked all 3 shifts. And so that I could help them by day. And when I finished, 9 months later, I had redesigned an entire restaurant, a huge restaurant. And I'm thinking, gee, I could do this for a living. So by that time, my husband had a degree and a job with benefits. My children were in Montessori. They were 3 and 5. So I resigned from my job and started on my own.
Wow.
And the aha moment was, I think, that looking at a completed project that I had project managed, I had designed, I had done it all, and I had done it part-time, that it was, quote, time to quit my day job. And at that point, I started out by calling every builder and architect in the area, cold calling them. My portfolio was only projects left from school, plus Teeble's restaurant. I didn't have any other jobs, photographs, nothing, pictures I took myself. And I started just calling on architects and builders, showing them my pictures of what I had done, taking them to lunch, taking them for coffee, and a few of them gave me a chance. There was no internet marketing at the time. If you wanted to make a connection, you took them to lunch. And I did an awful lot of that until I established myself as the go-to person for doctors' offices, restaurants, all things commercial in Lake County, Indiana.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That is pretty impressive.
The rest is sort of history. And I only took up doing residential as well, I'm going to say, in the last 15 years.
Wow.
The first 15 years I was in business, I did nothing but, medical offices, restaurants, corporate offices.
Wow, this is really, really cool, Phylis. I mean, I know that your presentation, and we'll talk about the conference later, is going to be powerful and it's going to be very beneficial to a lot of the ladies, especially right now during this time period that we're living in. But to hear that you just kind of were like, oh, I did this. I have no portfolio. Let me just quit. And I think that a lot of women appreciate these type of stories because then it encourages women to be more bold and take risks and take chances, right? Because you did it.
I did.
And Kim, I know Kim has a very similar story, and you guys should connect that offline now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Kim, what was your experience?
So my experience is similar and different with Phylis. So I grew up with a mom. I was an only child, and I was adopted unbeknownst to myself. And then I didn't know that until I was 18 or 17. So that's a different story. But I grew up with a mom who was kind of living her life vicariously through me. So she was very well ahead of her game. So she was raising me to be in the corporate world. So that was huge. She wanted me to be a trailblazer woman in the corporate industry. And she had, I want you to go to school. She was lining things up for me, and I followed my mom. And so she died when I was 17. My father died when I was 17. So I was out and working in retail and corporate and marketing and sales. And I have to say, as in my 20s, I was just doing it. 30, when I had my son, things started changing. And I've always been someone who was about justice, diversity, inclusiveness. That's my core. It didn't work so well being a woman in corporate. And I didn't understand that. I thought what I was doing was the right thing by doing the right thing. And that's not always the right thing. And you really can't express your desires when you're working for somebody else. So we'll talk about the faith of how I got into my business. I had a friend who was an entrepreneur. She owned a small cleaning business. She had a multi-level business that took off, and she blew up. and she had this really small cleaning business. My son had been hit by a car, and then I had my daughter, who was like a young girl at the time. She was 4, and my son was 8, and he had a lot of therapies that he used to go through. And I was just having a heck of a time. I was just at my wit's end in corporate, and I really didn't know what to do. And she came up to me and said, "Hey, Kim, I think you would be good running my business." And I said, "What, the cleaning business? Oh, girl, no, I have someone that helps me. I don't know how to clean." And I did. I was really honest, right? I was like, "I don't know anything about business. I have a cleaning lady that helps me." No. So she left, and 6 months later, she said, "God keeps bringing me back to you. I don't know why. I think it's because of how your personality is with people, and I think it would give you a chance to fly and create your own." And I was scared, ladies. I didn't know anything about business. I did not know anything about the cleaning industry, but I took my corporate knowledge, my detailedness, attention to detail, and which I call my above and beyond customer service skills. And I opened this little business. I changed the name. I restarted it as my own. I started just like Phylis. I was referral only. I was door to door. People would meet me and refer me right away. And that's how it started building. And I would say my aha moments, and to anyone who is starting a business or thinking of starting a business, make sure you surround yourself with people where you want to go. Because it took me a longer time to attain my goals because my initial reason for opening my business was to have more time with my children. Then it became, I went through a divorce 8 years ago, and it was either do or die. Either you go back to corporate and start making money, like more money, or you do something with your business. And so that's when I changed and met and got involved with different groups and surrounded myself with like-minded women. I started self-educating and getting mentors and coaches. And that changed my life immensely because this is one thing I'm going to say to you. If you're a business owner, it's a lonely process because most of us, our family and our closest friends, are working for someone else, whether professionally or not. They're not our world is very different than theirs. And so you don't have the right support system because they don't understand what we go through. And it's not intent to be like a mean thing or gosh, why don't they understand me? It's just they don't, because it's two different realms of how you do business, right? We're doing business for ourselves. We can't sit home. We can't call off. Other people are making decisions. We're the decision makers, right? We're the trailblazers. So you have to surround yourself and be in organizations like WISE or whatever that is to make you attain those goals and help you and give you the tools to do that. And so that's what changed my life.
Wow, that's a great testimony. And I agree. I love people are over here. Asia, she said, "Thank you for sharing your testimonies, ladies. I love Monday coffee chat." We do have Yamilet. She was replying, but she said she wants to leave the corporate world so bad. She's working on it. And Yamilet said she agrees. That's why she loves this community so much. I love that testimony because I think this is the time people have been put in, their backs are against the wall, right? You're kind of like in a position of some people, their hours have been reduced. Some people have lost their wages. Some people, they're just, kind of trying to figure out what to do during this, pandemic. And during a lot of the times of recession, it's when the most powerful businesses surfaced, like Uber, for example. That happened during the recession, right? Like there's these businesses that out of nowhere pop up and they become very powerful. So what I really love is, and why I love the fact that we're conversing, is because that's why the conference that we're going to have on Friday is going to be so impactful, because we're going to have, Kim's always involved. She's going to be a VIP, so you can definitely get to know her and network more with her on Friday, because VIPs get to network with one another, with the speakers and the sponsors. Then you have Phylis, and Phylis topic. Remind me the title of your topic, Phylis, again.
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about use of color because it goes way past what your favorite color is and how it affects you psychologically, how a color you may use in your kitchen may not be the right color for your office, etc. And you need to determine what it is you want to achieve in a space, and that will determine the color. That's very important. And I think it's more important now because we're working at home. And my business has just gone off the charts with the pandemic because people are working from home. They're seeing their house in the daylight and realizing there's a crack in the wall or that room needs painting, and how they can carve out a little space to separate their business from their home life.
I love that. I love that.
And Zoom etiquette and backdrops, and I'll talk about a lot of those things. And I'll also talk a little bit about setting boundaries and working from home, or in my case right now, I'm not even working from home. I'm working from my mom's kitchen table. And that's been a change. I've gone from starting my business briefly out of my basement, moving into a rented office for several years, buying an office building, having a staff of as many as 6 people at one time, as well as tenants, downsizing 5 years ago to working from home, and now transitioning my home life as well. It's been a wild ride. And I think that everybody, and my situation has not been really COVID related, but it's affected everyone and how they do business.
Yes,
how they interact with family. So that's what I'm going to maybe talk about. Is I don't like the word pivot. I like the word pirouette, because life's a dance and we just have to make the right steps.
Absolutely.
I love that. Thank you, Phylis. And so definitely take advantage. I know people are excited of meeting you, Phylis, and
Thank you.
I'm excited to hear your presentation, because I think it is critical, the setting that you're in, the work environment. You know, if you have that pile of dirty laundry right next to you while you're working, you're not going to be able to function properly, right? Mentally. Sometimes there's these ugly spaces, or you have your home and you're like, something's really irritating you on that corner or that wall or this or that, right? And you just can't function the best of your ability. So I think your presentation is going to be one of those presentations that's going to uplift and make us think creatively about our spaces. In comparison to the other speakers, some speakers are going to focus more on like certain things that they might be struggling with, or that they beat, or they became victorious, or they show their resilience. Like one woman's going to talk about resilience, right? Being resilient, I should say. So you're definitely going to bring a nice harmony to the variety of speakers that we have arranged for the conference. I believe you're bringing the harmony, you're bringing us back centered, right? Like, okay, let's think about our space, because some presentations are going to be real emotional, in my opinion. We usually bring really raw stories.
Yeah.
We have the rawest of raw stories that you can have, but it's all about encouragement and empowerment. And when you hear a story like your startup stories, it helps the viewer say, shoot, I could do it too. If she was able to do it, why can't I do it?
I would like to add, and I apologize. I was reading the comments. I think it might have been Asia who said, loved how I took my talent for organizing. That's not my talent at all. And don't do it alone. Don't be afraid to reach out. I'm a very creative, big picture person, but I have 2 good friends that are professional organizers, and I bring them in first. Because I'm not that, and I do suffer undiagnosed from adult ADD, And I find that if I get more than one project open at one time, I lose it. The only way I'm able to function is to have every single client and every single project color coded in files and only put one at a time on my desk.
Wow.
Otherwise, I just, blow
Wow.
the whole image.
Thank you. No. This is great.
And if I may, Jennifer, I agree with Phylis because I too, my power partner, my number one power partner, I have two organizers because I own a cleaning business. And so with the cleaning business, I save people money if they organize first. So when you hear that line, like a lot of people say, oh, I have to clean before the cleaning ladies come or the cleaning techs come. And I always stop them in their tracks and I say, no, you don't have to clean before we come.
Yes.
We need to have things organized. So I totally agree with Phylis. Do not work alone. It's so beautiful to help people get organized because when we go in there and it's unorganized, it costs the clients money. It frazzles the cleaners. But when they go in there and things are organized, they can actually hone on the material, and clean, deep cleaned. And that's what we want. We want that relaxation, that aha, that instant gratification moment. Very difficult to obtain when there's a lot of clutter. So great point, Phylis, about having that power team to help you become successful and all of you, have a part in the puzzle.
Exactly. And to add that, I've been reading a lot of Marie Kondo lately, and she says there is such a distinct difference between cleaning and tidying.
Yes.
And you need to use one before the other. Excuse me.
You tidy first.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I know she's busy. She's busy over there. We're gonna give her moment to help her mom out. But I think this is great. While she's taking care of that, Kim, I think even Phylis, her just talking about the difference, and you talking about the difference between organizing and cleaning and color coding, like that is a very big difference. And I can see why that's so necessary. So any final words, ladies? We're going to wrap up the show. I think we had a great show. Kim, I know this is your last show, so definitely not forever. We'll bring you a different month, but anything that you want to say?
Oh, yeah. I just want to say to all of the viewers, you all are amazing. I got to, I don't know Asia, but I feel like I do. Yamalat, Mary. If I haven't seen your name, it's just, I love the engagement of the show. I absolutely love the community. Jennifer, you're an amazing leader. You are a trailblazer for this community. You bring so much positivity, education, rawness, authenticity. The list goes on. This is why I love being a part of this community. So I want to first graciously say thank you from my heart for having me because, girl, I don't get up for anybody to be ready at 7 o'clock in the morning. So this has been like, and being on Monday, ladies, bring your friends on this. Get this more engaged. You know what I found, and I'm just being so authentic here. I remember when I was doing my cohort class with Jennifer, and she asked to do this. She was asking, and some other ladies said, I'll do it. And I was like, what time is it again, Jennifer? She's like, it's 7. And I was like, I really want to support Jennifer, but I don't want to say something that I can't do. Then I said, I'll do it, Jennifer. I want to experience it, right? And I have to tell you, always push the limit, because I'll tell you what I learned. It's not about time. This, first of all, it's on Monday. It sets the tone for my week. It definitely sets the tone for Mondays, because most often Mondays is a dreadful day of the week, right? And when you start your Monday off right, I think it sets the tone for the rest of the day. It sets the tone for the rest of the week. When you have challenges, you embrace them differently. So, thank you, Jennifer, for having this community. I just love you. And Phylis, it was so wonderful to meet you.
Thank you.
See you on conference. And I just love the community. Ladies, just bring some more people and grow this thing. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you, Kim.
I'm looking forward to Friday. I think it's going to be spectacular.
Oh, it is. I was
It
glad.
is.
It's a great conference.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing conference because you guys are there. You know, I'm all about uplifting and highlighting the community. And that's what this show is about. Just bringing amazing women together, bringing connections together, showcasing our viewers as well. So, yes, thank you. Make sure to follow Kim, follow Phyllis. Make sure you join our conference on Friday so you can meet them more one on one and hear their presentations. And Kim, I know she'll be networking. She's always a ball. She's always so much fun to hang around with. So I love Kim, and I'm sure.
I have
Go
a
ahead.
question. Can you
Yeah.
share? Like, I would love to share this with my other community. So, can anybody jump on, or do you just have to be in the WISE community?
No, anyone can jump on. This is broadcasted on YouTube. This is broadcasted on
Oh,
Facebook, on the business page, on my personal, and I put it in the community. So it's all over the place.
so I can start sharing it personally all over the place.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay, good. I
Absolutely.
didn't know. I wanted to make sure to stay in protocol. So yeah, absolutely.
Of course. Thank you
Okay.
so much,
Oh,
Kim.
you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Phyllis, for joining us
Thank
this
you.
morning and having a fun chat. And thank you to all the beautiful viewers that are watching. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate you guys very much. Asia, she typed a lot of uplifting, encouraging comments to Phyllis. Such a good show, such great insight. Love the show. It was a good one as always. So thank you so much, ladies. You guys have an amazing day. And thank you, Kim, for waking up early in the morning with me to help other people have great weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you. God
Bye.
bless
Thank
you.
you. See you all
Bye.
Friday.